Grace Kelly in the offensive zone has her cross knocked at. Tortorici with it now, spinning to the middle, shooting on net. Saved by UNE. Kendall holding there. Moulton applying some pressure, so they move the ball back to Kendall. Ayanazi with it now. Gets near midfield and lobs on up ahead for Cole Dion. Now Hill trying to feed it in front. It's knocked away by O'Reilly, trickling towards the corner. And Gina Newsom will go and track it down there. Newsom back to Colley. Colley holding behind the net. Return to Newsom. Newsom lobbing middle for Tavella. And the shot on goal scores. Couldn't quite see it through a lot of traffic. That shot scores. And it's 5-4 UNE.
That's a tough spot for O'Reilly to be in there.
Tavella looked like she had backed away, and moved kind of out more towards the corner area, just turned and threw it on net. Couldn't even see the ball through the scramble of players. Draw control coming at midfield, and it's taken straight off the draw by Gina Tortorici. Trying to lob it up ahead for Carly Melanzak. It's trickling towards the corner. And out of bounds, and they say UNE ball. Little bit of careless turnover there. Seahawks trail by 1, 17:04 to play in the first half. And Abigail Tepper is back out in the field, so maybe that was an equipment issue. I remember once when I was playing in football in high school, there was regulations about what kind of gloves you could wear. I saw her coming over and taking off her gloves. Now, referees rarely ever called, or made note of those kind of infractions. But maybe there's some. Maybe she wasn't wearing some officially sanctioned piece of equipment, gloves or something, and because she came over, took off her gloves, and was talking to the coach, and then 2 minutes later she's back in the game. Not sure if she has different gloves though.
That would make sense. Women's lacrosse is very strict on equipment.
Shot on net, saved by O'Reilly, coming off the free position from Tavella. Now a tie up in front of the net, and they say Seahawk ball. Gina Tortorici lobs for Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods will trot into the offensive end. Moving on up ahead for Carly Melanzak. Melanzak trying to feed it down low. Pass comes to Sarah Woods, who somehow handles it, throws it low on the ground. It trickles by the crease, now out behind the net. And Woods digs it out herself and will hold behind the net and draw a foul. Now, if you're Jennifer Foster and one of your players gets taken to the sideline, they have to come out of the game, and, they changed their gloves. Now you might be yelling, well, how about you go check all their players now? Gina Tortorici at the point. Being blocked off a little too aggressively. So Gina Tortorici will take up free position just inside the arc. Seahawks trailing by 1, 15-14 to play in the first half. Tortorici shoots low on the ground. That may have been partially blocked, and it's taken in front by the Nor'easters. Midway through this first half. And we have a timeout on the field 14:56 to play. Salve trailing by 1. Will take the timeout. Kendall clearing out over Grace Kelly. Now ball moved to center field. Comes to Katie Cauley. Cauley on challenge, so she moves in the offensive end. Crosses over. Comes to the middle. Shot high over the net. Out of bounds. It'll stay UNE ball. As the rain begins to pick up here at Gaudette Field. Ball on the far side. Now move to the near side. Nikki Smith holding there. Smith crosses over, tries to weave her way middle, shoots over her head and scores. And it's 6-4 UNE.
Great shot from the top of the crease there, Andrew.
Tricky move. That looked like she kind of leaned back and shot it back over her shoulder.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that threw O'Reilly for a loop there. Now it'll be interesting to see how their sticks hold up in this rain, because when they get wet, the strings in the stick loosen, and that's what the refs are checking for. I don't know if you've noticed, every time they score a goal, they have to drop their stick.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how many goals are going to get disqualified.
Mm-hmm. The first time I did a game, I saw that, and I thought it was out of, like relief or excitement, just throw the stick down on the ground. I thought, that's kind of cool. Like, it might ruin your stick. And then I saw it happen the next goal, and I was like, it was my first game, Sarah Wood scored like 4 goals, so it was just her. I thought maybe that's just her thing. Learn quickly, though. A foul here on UNE near midfield. Aforementioned Sarah Woods with the ball. Salve trailing by 2 here, 6-4. 13.5 minutes to play in the first half. Aaron Gerard, strong down the right side. Lobbing back out for Catherine Mealy. Ball being moved behind the net. Whistling a foul away from the ball. Now they give the ball to Grace Kelly, and she takes up free position almost near the top of the arc. Kelly charging middle, Grayling shooting down low, deflected and out of bounds. It'll stay Seahawk ball. Ball on the far side, lobbing into the middle, shot on net, trickles just wide. No one was in net. It trickled wide of the net, loose behind there, and taken by UNE. And then a quick foul on the Nor'easters gives the ball right back to Salve Regina. They have it deep on the right side. 12:54 to play in the first half. Grace Kelly, point blank range, shoots, and it's saved by Kendall. No, she scores! Can't see through the rain. Quite the change of direction there. Grace Kelly scores. I saw Kendall put the stick up. Looked like she could have gotten it in front. No one reacted. She threw it in, and then everyone just kind of stood there. Thought it had been saved, but Grace Kelly scores, and it's a one-goal game. 6-5. $12:47 to go in the first half. Salve within one now. Draw control at midfield. Ball loose on the ground. Momentarily controlled by the Seahawks. But now Nikki Smith has it. She moves it up ahead for Katie Cawley. Cawley lobbing up ahead for Tavella. Tavella trying to split two people. Draws a foul. Tavella trying to split two people. That's a tongue twister and a half. Now Hannah Tavella with free position, trying to get the goal right back for the Nor'easters. Tavella cradling, shoot, saved by O'Reilly.
Great save by O'Reilly there.
Down around the knees. Her clear out near midfield, though, is loose on the ground and taken by Amelie Patterson. And then a foul against Salve Regina. Grace Kelly thought she had the steal. We're going to have a jump ball here between Grace Kelly and Nikki Smith. Jump ball. Neither player gets it. It's controlled by UNE. Now Nikki Smith has it. Nikki Smith charging around Sarah Woods. Loses the ball. It's loose on the ground. Ball pops straight up in the air. And we have a foul going against the Nor'easters. And it's going to be Salve Regina ball. Sarah Woods trying to shovel it up ahead. That pass off the mark. And now it's taken again by UNE. Nikki Smith with it. Trying to go to work on Grace Kelly. Smith crosses Kelly over. It works away to the middle. Shoots on goal and she scores off the bounce. 7-5 Nor'easters with 10:58 to play in the first half. Too many chances that time for the Nor'easters. Salve just couldn't get the ball out of their own zone.
Oh, yeah. Goaltending in lacrosse is probably one of the hardest positions to play in athletics. They say if you save 50% of the shots, it's a great game.
Now, what position did you play? You played for 1 year, you said.
Yeah, I played with Josie in the net. My freshman year, I was goaltending with her.
Okay, so you'll be able to give plenty of insight into the
yeah.
goaltender position. And we talked before about how through the crowd of people, what is the hardest situation to try and defend? Or are they all hard? You just said 50% is good. So are they all hard? What would be a worst case? Obviously, someone alone in front. But as far as trying to keep your eye up and guard shots, what are the toughest shots to try and defend?
I mean, point-blank shots are probably going to be the toughest for O'Reilly today, but scrambles in front of the net are always hard because it's really hard to find that little yellow ball in the net when you've got a ton of nets around you, you know. But O'Reilly's doing a great job today. She's had a couple of great saves.
Ball loose on the ground after draw control. Abigail Tepper fighting for it. And then a foul going against the Nor'easters. So Abigail Tepper will pick the ball off the now wet turf. With 10:23 to play in the first half, Salve trailing by 2, 7-5. And a turnover on the Seahawks. Gina Newsom with it. Lobbing in front for Tavella. Tavella trying to gather. She can't. It's taken by Kayla Sheehan. Catherine Mealy trying to control near the 30-yard line. Can't. And then Amanda Lakett has her cross knocked at. And that'll be a foul. And Salve Regina still in possession. Pass wide of the mark for Courtney Mullen, trickles out of bounds, so another turnover here on the Seahawks. Seahawks just can't get out of their own zone. Unforced errors. Those are the kind players hate and coaches hate the most. When you do it to yourself. Trying to cradle in the middle, losing the ball, loose in the ground, but another foul coming. Looks like free position for Cassidy Rucco. Gina Newsom with it. On the far side, moves behind the net to Tavella. Tavella back to Newsom. Newsom cradling, trying to work her way left. Now circles behind the net. Pass comes to the middle. No one there. It's loose on the ground. Players fighting for it. Still loose on the ground. Knocked in the air. And then a foul going against the Nor'easters will give Salve Regina the ball. $8:40 to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 2, 7-5. Seahawks in possession here. Ball knocked at, loose on the ground. And then another foul against the Nor'easters. Charging strong down the right side. Ball comes to Sarah Woods. Now Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly spins away from contact, tries to work her way middle. Now take up position behind the net. A foul going against the Nor'easters. Grace Kelly with it deep on the right side. Kelly fakes middle. Now lobs middle to Tortorici. Tortorici shoots. It's loose in front and taken by Kendall. Ball lobbed out in midfield and taken by Newsom. Newsom crossing over, feeds in front to Tavella. She shoots and she scores. Hannah Tavella from about 10 yards out scores, and it's 8-5. So Newsom crossed in the zone, quickly got it to Tavella in a quick flick of the wrist, and the Seahawks find themselves down by 3, the largest deficit of this game.
Yeah, great quick shot by Tavella there. She really is an offensive force for the Nor'easters.
Now, as a player, do you like games like this? I've said before that Salve already has played, as you would in March, when you start in March, or even at the very end of February, you play in a lot of rain and wind, and it's still cold. What I know as when I was a player, I played football. I didn't mind the elements. You love the elements. It makes it fun, and it just seems like it's a more raw game. For a lacrosse player, do you like it to be pristine and perfect, or do you ever like the elements, or is it really dependent if you're winning or losing?
Well, most of the time, to be honest, it probably depends on if you're winning or losing. But one of the great things about Coach Foster is she hammers into you as soon as you get into her program that the weather conditions are uncontrollable. There's nothing you can do about it. So she tries to get us to ignore the conditions, if you will. And I think that's probably why the girls capitalize so much when the conditions are bad.
Yeah, Yeah, they scored 20 goals here a couple weeks ago in the pouring rain.
Yeah. These girls go practice a lot at 6 a.m. too, so they're used to the cold. They're used to the morning dew. This is nothing new for them.
Lob pass taken away by Jocelyn DeVee. DeVee, Seahawks able to get back quickly and shut her off. She had a clear path to the net. Ball moved to front, taken by O'Reilly coming out of her crease. That was a savvy move.
Oh, yeah. Ironically, O'Reilly's one of the more offensive players on the team. She's not afraid to get out there and intercept a pass.
Ball on the far side, charging, crossing over, losing the ball, loose on the ground, taken by Mary Ashley Donnellan. Good interior defense that time by the Seahawks. Grace Kelly with the now holding. Approaching midfield. And she'll jog her way into the offensive end. Lobs now for Sarah Woods at the point. Sarah Woods. Charging, working away in the middle. Shooting on the ground. Saved by Kendall. Hannah Warren has it knocked away and taken by Gina Tortorici. Tortorici lobs on up ahead. Caitlin Gillespie with it. Gillespie weaves her way in front, shoots on net, saved by Kendall. Now, yellow card being shown to Shannon Healy, so she will come and sit. Seahawks will have the... Now, I always wonder, you say the man advantage. Do you say that in women's lacrosse too, even though it's women's lacrosse? Do you still say the man advantage?
Typically in women's lacrosse, yes.
I've never known if that's the right thing to say. Should I say the woman advantage?
No, I think both are accepted, but usually we say man advantage.
Want to make sure I'm getting my terminology right. Caitlin Gillespie's free position shot goes wide. Now it's taken in front by Carly Melanzak. She shoots and she scores. So with that man advantage, the Seahawks capitalize, and it's 8-6.
In a tight game like this, Andrew, that's absolutely key, taking advantage of every opportunity that you get.
That's Melanzak's 8th goal of the year. Salve trailing by 2 later stages of the first half. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball taken by Amanda Lakett off the draw control. Amanda moves into the offensive end. Now lobs back for Gina Tortorici. Tortorici trying to escape. Move back to Lakett. Ball moved behind the net. Holding on the far side, trying to lob middle. Shot on the ground taken by Kendall. It's loose in front. Players fighting for it. And a foul going against Salve Regina.
Great save by Kendall there, Andrew.
That situation we were just talking about, the ball loose in front of the net. Now Carly Sheehan off and running out near the 30-yard line, getting bumped and fouled. Three minutes and 38 seconds to play here in the first half. Mackie Hill with it, holding behind the net. Hannah Tavella with it. Returns to Brooke Keller. Her first touch of the game. Moves back to Warren at the point. Warren trotting down the right side. Ball moved back behind the net. Katie Cauley with it, cradling. Trying to weave her way. Ball moved back behind the net again to Newsom. Spinning away from contact. Shooting and scoring! Hannah Warren scores. Nifty little spin move. And it's 9-6. .239 to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 3. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball knocked straight up in the air. Hits the ground, and it's taken by Hannah Tavella. Tavella weaving away, still holding, trying to shoot on net. It's deflected, goes wide, and it's taken there behind the net by the Seahawks. Josephine O'Reilly with it. She lobs out to Carly Malinzak. Kayla Sheenan with it now. Lobs to Amanda Latchett. Grace Kelly at the 40. Lobs it up ahead for Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods takes it and will charge into the offensive end. Sarah Woods trying to spin away from contact. Sees a double team. Lobs it, trying to lob it in front for Gina Tortorici. Ball loose in front again and taken by Kendall. Abigail Tepper out to pressure Kendall. Kendall holding the ball. She loses it. It's loose on the ground. No one is in net. Abigail Tepper fighting Kendall for the ball. And then a foul going against Salve Regina. Kendall still cradling the ball out near the 25-yard line. Draws another foul. Kendall is a good 30 yards out of her crease.
I mean, that's a bold move. Her heart's better be racing pretty quickly right now.
Coach Price says, there you go. Give it up. Now get back in net. Hannah Tavella with it now at the arc. Have you ever seen a goalie go the length of the field and score? I'm sure it's had to have happened once.
A goaltender actually can't score with their stick, so they'd have to switch sticks with somebody somewhere on the field.
Along the way, so they'd have to like throw the stick with the ball and cradling at the same time.
Something along those lines. I've never seen it happen, but I have seen a goalie. I myself have made it out to the 45. I've never gone up to the 50.
Free position here coming for Hannah Warren. Warren charging middle, cradling, shooting, and she scores. But a whistle. We'll see what we have here. They may wave off the goal. Hannah Tavella scored. Hannah Warren scored off the free position, but a whistle before that goal. So that goal didn't count. Now Hannah Warren takes up free position again. Charges middle, and she scores again anyways. And it's 10-6. 34 seconds to play in the first half. Largest lead of the game here for UNE. So this game was back and forth, but now Nor'easter's pulling away ever so slightly.
Yeah, teams evenly as matched as this, it's really going to come down to how many free positions you give up in front of the net and how many opportunities you give the other team. And the Nor'easters have been doing a good job on capitalizing on those opportunities.
Twice. That's the second time we've seen them score on free positions, have it not count, and then say, okay, all right, I'll do it again. No big. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball loose on the ground, picked up by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods gets bumped and fouled. .29 seconds to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 4, 10-6. Sarah Woods holding. Lobbing to Grace Kelly. 18 seconds to go. Kelly trying to spin away from contact. Draws a foul. 16 seconds to play now. Grace Kelly with free position. Just inside the arc. Slightly to the right side. Grace Kelly fakes a shot. Charges middle. Gets double teamed. She spins away from contact. Has the ball knocked out. Loose on the ground. Taken by Salve Regina, I believe, but a foul going against the Seahawks will give UNE the ball with 9 seconds to play in the first half. Foul is called. 4 seconds to play in the half. So Gina Tortorici is awarded the ball. 4 seconds to play in the first half. Salve trailing by 4. Tortorici lobbing it on up ahead. Loose on the ground. Taken by Abigail Tepper, but she can't get a shot off. And we hit halftime with the score. University of New England 10, Salve Regina 6. We will take a break. So 30 minutes on the clock. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. Draw control coming at midfield. Salve trailing 10-6. And a very even match game for the better part of the first half, but then UNE pulling away late there in the second half. And as you said, Murphy, UNE just taking more advantage and drawing free position chances and making the most of those opportunities.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Nor'easters keep the momentum going and really pull ahead here.
Abigail Tepper trying to spin away from contact in the far corner, moves to Sarah Woods. Woods back to Gina Tortorici at the point. Tortorici reverses field. Now finds Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods ducks the shoulder, charges middle, looking for room, shoots on the ground, and it's saved by Kendall. She holds in her crease. Let's see how far out she comes this time. Now, does the goalie have, like, is this just a thing, like, they could just choose? Is there any sort of green light? Does the coach say, is there something the coach says, like, okay, this time just walk out of your crease? Or is this just up to the goalie whether or not they want to do this?
Well, usually it depends on the coach, but most of the time it's up to the goalie and the goaltender's judgment. She didn't have much pressure on her there, so she's up at the 30 again. Yeah, that's a very offensive goaltender.
Ball being held behind the net for the Nor'easters. Next time we get a break, we're going to have to get our window wash out here because we can barely see the offensive zone here through the rain. Ball moved out to the point. Weaving her way into the middle, shooting on net, saved by O'Reilly. And a foul being called. Free position coming for Hannah Warren. Nor'easters leading by 4. Hannah Warren charging middle, shooting on net, saved by O'Reilly. Now a commotion in front of the net. And a goal scores. Goal scored for UNE, and it's 11-6. You hold down the fort. I'm going to get paper towels.
Okay. And that goal was scored by number 6, Hannah Warren, a junior for the Nor'easters. Here we go with the draw control. Woods at center field. The ball is up. Salve will gain possession. Grace Kelly takes the ball up the field, heading towards the net. Passed off to Tortorici up in front. That'll be Salve's ball. Tortorici with the free position here. Another foul is called. Tortorici with another free position. Shot and saved by Kendall.
How was things while I was away? Trying desperately in the booth here to clear off the glass so we can actually bring to you live what's happening. As the rains fall here at Gaudette Field. So University of New England in possession, leading by 5, 11-6 here in the second half. Ball loose in front. Shot over the net and out of bounds. Yeah. Keep it away from the mics as much as possible. So stoppage of play. Refs coming over to speak to the UNE bench. Now the refs settle things out. Salve Regina in possession. Kayla Sheenan charging up near midfield with it. Lobbing back out for Aaron Gerard. Gerard can't control it. It's going to trickle out of bounds, but say deflected, so it's still Salve ball. Sheenan lobbing back out to Tortorici near midfield. Lobbed on up ahead for Abigail Tepper. Tepper taking it, charging right. She has Carly Malinzak, finds her in front. Malinzak digs, she shoots and she scores! Carly Malinzak scores!
Great feed from Tepper there to Malinzak.
Salve back within 4, 11-7. 25-36 to play in the second half. Malinzak's 9th goal of the year. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball knocked in the air, batted in front. Still loose on the ground in the offensive end for the Seahawks. Still loose on the ground. Abigail Tepper fighting for it, but a whistle and a foul going against Salve Regina will give the Nor'easters the ball. Lobbed out near midfield. And on a hop to Nikki Smith, and Smith will sprint into the offensive end. Smith crosses over, charging all the way in middle. Shooting on net, and she scores. So Nikki Smith comes right back, and it's 12-7. So a quick answer on the Salve Regina goal by Nikki Smith. The score is UNE 12, Salve Regina 7. 25 minutes exactly to play here in the second half. It seems every time Salve Regina has made a push, UNE's been right there to answer right back.
Oh yeah, really tight game here, Andrew. They're answering very quickly. If Salve wants to get control back of this game, they're going to have to tighten up their defense in the middle and stop letting players walk in and take shots at point-blank range.
And obviously, I mean, a couple of games this year I've seen, if you struggle in the the draw control aspect of the game, it's going to be hard to get the ball. What's the strategy if you're down a goal or two and you're trying to get back in? As Abigail Tepper weaves her way to the middle, shoots on net, and she scores. Abigail Tepper throws it 5-hole, and it's 12-8. That's how you get back. I'm trying to describe how you get back in, and it was happening right in front of me.
Andrew, possession is one of the most important aspects of women's lacrosse, and if you can contain and remain in possession of the ball, you're going to end up putting the ball in the net, getting opportunities.
And what I was going to get is, what's the strategy as far as, say you're down, you're down 4 here, and there's a lot of time left in this game, so there's no time for drastic measures. But when it gets down to crunch time, how do you force the turnovers? What do you got to do to when you have to have the ball back? What's the strategy?
If I know Foster, she's probably telling them to just continue playing their game and focus on the basics and getting clean checks off instead of giving up free positions.
Mary Ashley Donald with it. Moves back to Gina Tortorici. Tortorici being bumped. Loses the ball. Foul going against the Nor'easters, though. Tortorici fakes the pass and now weaves her way into the offensive end. Tortorici lobbing back to Grace Kelly at the point. A whistle and stoppage of play. And a red card being shown here. And Gina Tortorici is getting shown a red card.
That means Gina Tortorici will not be returning to the game. You are ejected if you are issued a red card.
I didn't see anything. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what the call was on that.
So now does she have to spend the rest of the game sitting in the chair there?
Yes, she actually.
So she can't even participate even from the bench with her team?
I'm not sure if the rules have changed, but I believe she does have to stay there the whole time. If not, there's an allotted amount of time that she will have to stay there and then possibly be able to return to the bench. But I don't believe she will be able to.
Well, we were talking before about what kind of weather you like to play in and if you enjoy the game. I think no matter what, if it's raining out and you have to just sit, you do not enjoy the game very much.
The girls on the bench and Gina are not going to be having a great time.
Ball loose on the ground and a foul here. Going against UNE, so it'll be Salve Regina ball. We'll try and figure out what the call was here that got Gina Tortorici disqualified from this game. And that definitely a big blow to Salve's comeback bid here. We have a timeout on the field. We'll take it. 23-32 to play in the second half. Salve trailing by 5. 4. Grace Kelly trotting into the offensive end. We tried to get some clarification on why Gina Tortorici is going to have to sit out the rest of this game. And as you were saying, it's weird that for a player not to have even been issued a yellow card early in the game to get the red card right away. I mean, what do you think? You said unsportsmanlike. I mean, what kind of things? What could she have done?
I mean, I didn't see any excessive force on her part physically. So I know Gina Tortorici personally, and I can't see her getting unsportsmanlike, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, maybe a ref misheard something. I'm not sure, to be honest.
And she's going to have to sit in the chair in timeout for 2 minutes, and then she will have to leave the field.
Yeah, they take the red card very seriously.
Sarah Woods holding, moving back to the point to Carly Malinzak. Now Aaron Gerard deep on the right side. Gerard lobs behind the net. It's taken there by Abigail Tepper. Return to Gerard. Gerard spinning, trying to work away middle, and draws a foul. Salve trailing by 4. 22-21 to play in the second half, and Aaron Gerard with free position. Gerard lobs behind the net to Tepper. Tepper looking for space, just tries to float it into the middle, and it's taken away by the Nor'easters. Now a long clear over the head of Nor'easter player, but it's scooped up on the fly by Warren, and then almost taken away by Malinzak, but they call the foul. Lob deep into the offensive zone for the Nor'easters. Trying to charge in front, losing the ball. It's taken in front by O'Reilly. Knocked away. Aaron Gerard with it. Gerard hits the accelerators, tries to run into the offensive end, and gets called for the offensive foul. Say Gerard tried to put the Jets on there. A little too aggressive with her drive. Lob pass out in their midfield, taken away by Caitlin Gillespie. Trying to lob it in front. Carly Malinzak couldn't control it in front. It's still loose in front. Malinzak picks it up, and now it's taken by Kendall. Kendall lobs out in their midfield. Grace Kelly slaps down the cross and has the steal. Grace Kelly trying to pass it up ahead to Gillespie, gets bumped out of bounds and fouled. .20 to play here in the second half. Salve trailing by 4, 12-8. And in possession. Grace Kennedy to Donnellan. Back to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging middle. Shooting on net. Deflected away. Sarah Woods is on the ground. And gets to her feet. And will likely get awarded free position here. So free position coming for Sarah Woods. Seahawks trailing by 4. 19:58 to play in the second half. Sarah Woods driving in, shooting on net. It's loose in front, shuffled across the crease and out. Pass knocked away. Carly Malinzak, Jacqueline Pilati rather, fighting for it. Ball trickling near the sideline, and they say Nor'easter ball. Carly Malinzak in a fight for it in the corner. So they say she was last to touch it. So it's Nor'easter ball. Gina Ianazzi trying to spin away from contact, loses the ball, and it's taken by the Seahawks. Lob for Caitlin Gillespie, can't be controlled. Caitlin Gillespie still fighting for it, and she controls in the offensive end. Gillespie lobs for Donnellan. Donnellan holding at the arc. Turns the back. Return to Gillespie. Grace Kelly now. Moves to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods trying to charge middle. Gets blocked. Falls to the ground. Tough spell for Sarah Woods.
Yeah, very physical on the Nor'easters' part there.
Yellow card here on Gina Ianazzi. 18:42 to play here in the second half. Salve trailing by 4. Free position for Sarah Woods and the man advantage. Sarah Woods charging middle, shooting on the ground. It trickles wide, and it's taken by Moulton behind the net. Return to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly trying to feed it middle. Shot off the ground, bounces over the net, headed out of bounds. It'll stay Salve ball.
Andrew, the opportunities are there, and they're trying. It's just not going their way right now.
Ball move to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly winds up looking for a shot. Shoots on net, and she scores. Grace Kelly trickles one through, and it's 12-9 UNE. Seahawks trying to close the gap. That gets Gina Iannazzi off the bench. Timeout on the field, and we'll take it. Salve trailing by 3. Players returning to the field after the timeout, and we were talking about how Coach Foster was probably talking to the refs about what to do with Gina Tortorici. She served her 2 minutes on the bench, and I said she may have to leave the field. It looks like she's just sitting there. I think that's her down at the far end of the bench.
Yeah, I don't believe she is allowed to associate with the team, but I don't think she has to leave the physical field. It did look like Foster didn't agree with the call, though. She seemed to be on her player's side on that one.
Draw control at midfield. Sarah Woods fighting for it, and she has control. Pass just wide for Jacqueline Pilati. It's trickling towards the far sidelines. Saved there by Salve Regina, but stepping out of bounds. It's Caitlin Gillespie, so it'll be nor'easter ball. And I was going to say the biggest part here, if Salve is going to come back and have a chance at tying this game or taking the lead, they're going to have to win all of the draw controls.
Yeah, possession is a huge part of women's lacrosse, and if they're going to take this game back, they have to regain possession.
Or get steals like that one. Now Mary Ashley Donnellan at midfield. Moves on up ahead to Abigail Tepper. Abigail Tepper feeds the left side. Caitlin Gillespie with a Gillespie trying to shoot on net. Saved by Kendall.
Kendall's really keeping her team in the game here. Salve's had plenty of opportunities, and she's doing a great job.
A collision on the far side of the field. So on the foul, they have a turnover on the nor'easter, so it'll be Salve Regina ball. 17 minutes exactly to play here in the second half. Salve trailing by 3. Courtney Moulton with it on the right side. Moulton weaving her way into the middle, looking, trying to shoot on the ground, and it's taken by Kendall. Healy with it, running away from the double team to the far side of the field. Shannon Healy moves it into the offensive end, and Nor'easters will set up their offensive zone. Charging behind the net, faking, now crossing in front. Collision in front of the net. Looks like between Jacqueline Pilati and a Nor'easters player. And they call the offensive foul. That's strong by Jacqueline Pilati to stand in there and take that contact.
It's a smart play on her part.
And Hannah Tavella, the one being called for the charge. Kayla Sheenan now, strong down the right side. We'll work our way all the way into the offensive zone and draw a foul. Carly Malinzak to Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly trying to feed middle to Caitlin Gillespie. Caitlin Gillespie gets bumped. And Gillespie is going to have free position here. 15:06 to play in the second half. Seahawks trail by 3. Free position coming for Caitlin Gillespie. Gillespie cradling, shooting, and deflected. Saved by Kendall. Kendall holding behind her net. Tepper applying pressure.
That's some great pressure by Tepper.
And they call a foul. So Abigail Tepper has it behind the net. Kendall behind her own net. This is one I haven't seen before. Tepper lobbing in front. Carly Malinzak with it. Carly Malinzak shoots it. She doesn't save. Kendall saves it, coming from behind her own net.
I'm telling you, Kendall is having a great game today. She's doing some unbelievable things out there.
And I think Carly held back on that just for a second, allowed Kendall to get position, find the ball. Free position now coming, shot in front, and it scores! No goal. Wow. So what a swing here this past minute. Free position with the goalie out of the net. Salve can't bury it. Then they score a goal, but it's waved off. Now a foul at midfield. Now the Nor'easters back on the attack. Holding behind the net. Now working just off to the side in the corner. Newsom spinning, trying to work her way middle. Foul is called. Now, obviously, we wasn't made aware to us, but what do you think could have been the reason why that goal wasn't allowed for Salve?
To be honest, I'm not sure. We were talking about the possibility of her stick not passing when they checked her stick, but I honestly couldn't say.
Gina Newsom taking up free position here. UNE with the 3-goal lead, 12-9. 13:08 to play in the second half. Newsom driving strong, shooting, trickling behind, almost in, but taken by O'Reilly. That looked like it was behind her. Able to track it down.
Close call for O'Reilly there.
O'Reilly finally finds Jacqueline Pilati, who gets fouled. .12:22 and rolling to play here in the second half. Salve trailing by 3. Jacqueline Pilati returning to Josephine O'Reilly. O'Reilly now 10 yards out of her net. Ball moved to the far side. Pass coming to the middle to Aaron Gerard. Gerard has it. Gerard trying to lob it for Catherine Mealy. Ill-advised pass, and it's taken away by the Nor'easters. Lob ahead for Newsom. Newsom takes it, finds it in front. Shot over the goal, heading out of bounds. Josephine O'Reilly holding in her own net. And yeah, Amanda Lake is sitting down. I'm not sure when that happened. I didn't notice. Seahawks with the ball. Carly Melanzak holding on the far side. Return to Abigail Tepper. Tepper moving to the point. Now trying to lob it into the middle. Taken there by Carly Melanzak. Melanzak trying to spin and shoot. That's blocked away. Taken by Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods huddled in the pack will move back out to the perimeter. Return to Carly Melanzak. Melanzak ducks the shoulder, now backs back out. Lobs for Catherine Mealy. Return to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods gets fouled out on the perimeter. Almost 10 minutes to play here in the second half. Sarah Woods turns and shoots, and it trickles out of bounds. Catherine Mealy. Return to Carly Melanzak. Melanzak trying to lob it for Gerard. It goes wide, but it's taken by Mary Ashley Donnellan. Return to Sarah Woods. Woods getting bumped and fouled out on the perimeter. 9:40 to play here in the second half. Ball taken on the far side by Donnellan. Donnellan trying to make her move. Draws a foul. And this has been a long, sustained attack here for the Seahawks. You've got to take advantage here.
They're doing a good job staying composed and drawing the free positions, which is what they've got to do to get back in this game.
Melanzak finds Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods cutting. Shoots. It goes off the post.
You know, that's the worst feeling as a player, but the best feeling for a goaltender.
Saved by the pipe. And the Nor'easters take control of the ball. And coming up on 8 minutes to play, Salve trailing by 3. That goal would have been huge. Ball loose on the ground, picked up. Now move to Newsom. Newsom gets in front. She shoots and she scores. Gina Newsom scores. And it's 13-9 with 8:32 to play. That is an enormous swing for the Nor'easters. Now you think 8 minutes, this is going to turn into a game of keep away.
Yeah, the Nor'easters are probably going to try to gain possession and just hold on to the ball and run that clock down, which is smart on their part, but Salve's going to have to get it back and try to put some balls in the net here.
If they can win on the draw, you don't have to worry about that. So we'll see what happens here. Draw control coming at midfield. Ball knocked in the air. Sarah Woods fighting for it, and she takes it. Moves to Erin Gerard. Gerard, 40-yard line. Crosses into the offensive end. Lobs to Caitlin Gillespie on the far side. Now Abigail Tepper behind the net. Tepper trying to lob it in front for Carly Malinzak. Malinzak has it. Return to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods trying to start her drive. Looking for contact. Gets hit in the head. Yellow card here on University of New England. Looks like Gina Iannazi again will come and take a seat. 8:01 here to play in the second half. And Sarah Woods will get free position.
Now, I believe because she was issued a yellow card earlier in the game, that will be counted as a red card.
So her day is done. Gina Iannazi's day is done. And Sarah Woods takes up free position. Seahawks trailing by 4, desperately in need of a goal. Sarah Woods charging strong, shooting on the ground, saved by Kendall. Ball loose in front and scooped up by Kendall. The opportunity, just like that, lost for the Seahawks. Charging strong down the right side. Ball knocked away, taken by the Seahawks. So Nor'easters not doing themselves any favors here. Carly Malinzak with it. Has Abigail Tepper to her left. Malinzak trying to find Tepper. Malinzak doesn't take the pass. I think Malinzak wasn't confident trying to get that pass through the middle of the zone there to Tepper. Mary Ashley Donlan lobbing middle. Malinzak shot saved by Kendall. That was a point-blank look. You can't do much better than that. I mean, that's great execution. Just better goaltending.
Oh yeah, on Kendall's part, she's doing a great job today. I can't stress how much of an asset she has been to her team.
Cassidy Rucco spinning away from contact at midfield, being pressured by Malinzak. As we approach 6.5 minutes to play here in the second half. Salve Regina trailing by 4. Shot in the middle, saved by O'Reilly. I'm surprised the Nor'easters are taking these shots and having just quick little possessions. Trying to stay aggressive, not really trying to play the keep-away game. Tepper with it, trying to charge middle, has the ball knocked at. Loose on the ground, players fighting for it. Carly Malinzak still fighting for possession. Ball deep on the far side. Sarah Woods with it now. Sarah Woods trying to charge middle, drawing a foul. 5:40 to go in the second half. Salve trailing by 4. Sarah Woods, free position. Sarah Woods charging in. Looking for a shot. Has it knocked away and is taken by Kendall in front of the net. And she'll clear out. Here comes Rachel Swanner. Swanner sprinting full steam into the offensive end. Eludes one person. Shoots it on net and it's saved by O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's doing a great job getting the ball out to her players quickly.
Caitlin Gillespie with it on the far side of the field line, trying to lob middle for Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods has it there. Sarah Woods slows up and stops at the arc. 5 minutes to play. Grace Kelly fakes the right, tries to drive left, tries to shoot. It's loose in front, taken by Kendall, but taken back by Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly shoots and she scores! Falling to the ground, Grace Kelly scores. And are they going to wave this one off?
You really hate to see that.
So no goal. They call an offensive foul on the Seahawks. Grace Kelly was falling to the ground. Scored on a shot, but they wave it off. No goal.
That's got to be frustrating for Kelly. She had a great run there. Took a shot on net, regained possession of the ball, and then puts the ball in the net just to be called off. Oh, it looks like they are going to count it.
So now they count the goal. What is going on?
Must have been a dispute between referees there or something.
So after all that, the Grace Kelly goal does count. Kelly's 22nd goal of the season. And it's 13-10.
Kelly's going to be happy with that call. She did work
A lot of
very hard
controversy
there.
here with these calls today.
A lot.
So the window's still open here for the Seahawks. Just under 2 minutes to play. Seahawks in possession. They trail by 3. Caitlin Gillespie down the right side. Ball move to Abigail Tepper. Back to Gillespie. Gillespie trying to spin away from contact. Works away to the right. Now back to the left. Now spins back middle. Gillespie retreating towards the perimeter. Finds Erin Gerard. Erin Gerard coming strong. Shooting on net. Almost all the way in, but saved by Kendall down near her feet. 4 minutes to play. Lob pass broken up, loose on the ground and taken by the Seahawks. Jacqueline Pilati with it at the 40-yard line. Lobs on up ahead for Abigail Tepper. Abigail Tepper trying to lob for Courtney Moulton wide, taken by Kendall at the net. 3:40 to play here in the second half. Salve trailing by 3. Kendall holding out of her net, now clears to the near side. Lob out to Healy near midfield. Ball loose on the ground, but taken by the Nor'easters. Pass headed towards the sideline, and it's controlled there. Deep in the corner. And now the game of keep away begins.
Yeah, as we hit the 3-minute mark here. This is when the Nor'easters are really going to have to maintain possession to hold on to this slight lead that they do have.
Gina Newsom holding at the point. Watching as players continually cycle in front of Josephine O'Reilly. Pass comes in front. A whistle and a foul going against Salve Regina. Seahawks trailing by 3, 13-10. 2:35 to play in the second half. Free position coming here for the Nor'easters. Shouting at shot, scores! And that might be the dagger. Can't be sure who scored the goal, but it comes with 2:31 to play in the second half, and that may seal this game.
You know, it's times like these where the Seahawks must be missing one of their leading offensive players, Gina Torrici.
Jocelyn Davey, the one who gets credited with the goal. And if you're the Seahawks, I mean, you're down by 4 on the board, but you got to feel like you played neck and neck with this team all day. You were even out the gate. You only went on that little run, just a little 3-goal run towards the end of the second half, and that's been the difference. And even still, this could have been tied. Yeah, a couple goals taken off the board, a couple shots hit the post.
Yeah, if you're in a game that's this neck and neck with two physical teams that are that evenly matched, it seems like Salve checked out for a couple minutes, and the Nor'easters really took advantage of it. And
you needed to play a full 60 minutes.
You really do.
Salve trying to extend their pressure and force a turnover, but they commit a foul. 2:01 to play in the second half. Salve trailing by 4. Ball trickles out of bounds. It'll still say UNE ball. Minute 40 to play in a 4-goal game. University of New England just trying to play keep away here.
Andrew, I'll be surprised if they even take a shot off at this point.
Not sure why. Regina Newsom drives in strong. A foul being called on Salve Regina. So free position for Gina Newsom. That's the broadcaster's curse. You ask, I'm gonna bring something intelligent here to the table. They are not gonna try a shot. Player drives in.
Right for it.
That happened to me and Leon a couple games ago. Gina Newsom on the free position drives in, shoots, and she scores. So Gina Newsom padding the stats here, and it's 15-10. 1:23 to play in the second half. So the cherry on top for University of New England, they're going to improve to 6-3 on the season. Seahawks will fall to 3-6. And it doesn't get any easier. They're going to have to hit the road. They have 3 straight road games after today. And really, like we said, this game was decided maybe in a manner of 3 minutes of play in the late in the first half, in the last minute here.
Yeah, the score of this game really does not reflect the level of play that Salve has been exhibiting today.
Seahawks have possession of the ball here. Down 5 with a minute 18 to play. Caitlin Gillespie with it, charging down the far side. Sarah Woods holding at the point. And Salve's played so many of these very close competitive games that they just couldn't win at the end. Caitlin Gillespie in front, shoots on net. It's blocked and saved. Taken by Kendall, and she holds behind her net. Now lobs out near midfield. Can't be fielded on a bounce. Grace Kelly takes it. 38 seconds to play. Grace Kelly moves to Sarah Woods. Sarah Woods charging on the right side, trying to shoot on net. That's blocked and saved. Nikki Smith. 15 seconds to play now. And the University of New England just has to hold on to the ball. Ball moved to the far side. It's trickling near the out of bounds. Clock shows triple zeros, and that's it. Seahawks fall 15-10 to the University of New England. They fall to 3-6 on the year. A lot of missed opportunities in this game, but like we said, they were right there all game. Just couldn't get it done in key spots.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and I guess today's one of those days for Salve.
I'd like to thank our entire staff and production crew and to you for listening. The Seahawks will now begin a 3-game road trip starting with Roger Williams this Tuesday. The Seahawks next play at Gaudet on Saturday, April 5th. Until then, I'm Andrew Pizzelli alongside Murphy McCann. Thank you for listening.